Hogwarts is no longer safe. The Chamber of Secrets has been opened.
My computer restarted by itself as soon as I was started recording. I just lost all my data, whatever. I'm gonna breeze by everything I just said again. Movie starts off with Dobby being there, super annoying. He's like, don't go to Hogwarts, because he's making noise and stuff like that. And so he's trying to get Harry in trouble so he doesn't go to Hogwarts. And then Harry gets saved by like the Weasleys from the Dursley prison. They break him out. Literally, they break the railing or whatever it is, the bars from the window, which were pretty well done, by the way. To be done by hand, they were really well done. And then they go in a flying car to the Weasleys' house. Then they eat breakfast or whatever. Then they travel by chimney, which again I said was funny. Sorry, can't speak because I'm all over the place. They said it was funny scene because they were like Diagon Alley, and then Ron went to Diagon Alley, and Harry was like diagonally, and then Mom was like what? And then that was like, I think you said diagonally, and then they left it right there. So they practically killed Harry, and they didn't give a shit. All right, they could have killed him, and they didn't give a shit. They were like, oh, whatever, we'll just go on with the rest of our day. It happens, which is funny because a lot of people seem to die in this series, and like people will brush it off like it's like a regular Monday, Tuesday type of thing, which is just funny. And so they get to the shop, which surprisingly everyone's there now, and they were like, oh, hey, you're alive. Oh, cool. And then, okay, like he could have died for all you know, and that was it, right? And so everyone's there, coincidentally. I hate the professor that they meet there because he's a Mr. Satan or Hercule Satan type of character where he just takes all the glory, being a liar, you know, and just taking all the glory and the fame and the riches and all that. So right away when I met him, I knew what character he was, and I didn't like him. And so takes a picture with Harry. He's like, oh yeah, the famous Harry Potter, because again, he's the famous Harry Potter. Draco is like, oh, you're Harry Potter, screw you, I hate you again. And then his dad shows up, plants the secret book, like the big thing of this movie that causes the whole problems going on. Not the Chamber of Secrets, it's a book, Tom Riddle's diary, who will play a bigger role later. I wasn't hinted well enough. It was just like, oh, there you go. And I didn't even notice, to be honest, but I mean, they made a point later on. That's how it happens. So they go to Hogwarts in a flying car, which goes on forever. They almost died to the Whomping Willow, I believe it was. And oh, what a name, right? And then they get there, they get in trouble because they were driving a flying car in the middle of the broad daylight. For some reason, they didn't think that was gonna be a problem. Okay. And I was gonna say, I was like, isn't that like a big issue? Like, if the whole wizard world is supposed to be a secret, they're flying the car in broad daylight. Like, is that not a huge issue? Someone could have taken a picture or something, and I think they did, or at least the wizard world did. And so that's why I'm like, whoa, okay. So then the whole thing about this movie is that, oh, someone's petrifying the students. What's going on? They make it a point, or actually it's revealed later that's the basilisk. That's I think it's the basilisk that's like petrifying the students. But if you stare into the eyes, it'll kill you. And everyone who's been petrified is because they've been partially they weren't staring into it directly, like either they had glasses or a magnifying glass, or they stared at it through a window or through like a transparent ghost, which also, like, the ghost also got petrified. So is the ghost alive? How can a ghost get petrified if it's not alive? Anyways, if the basilisk is like still inside the Chamber of Secrets, which they said was open, right? But it doesn't open until Tom Riddle, who, surprise surprise, is the big bad guy of the movie, opens it up right then and there. Like, if the basilisk is already supposed to be roaming around the school through the pipes and stuff like that, but we see Tom Riddle free or open the Chamber of Secrets with the basilisk coming out. So what was petrifying the students before? I don't know if I missed that or not, but that got me thinking after the movie. I was like, wait a minute, they said the basilisk was petrifying the students, and yet there's a scene in the movie, like at the end, where Tom Riddle is the one, you know, releasing or opening the Chamber of Secrets right in front of Harry, like before the final battle. Like, wait a minute, what? Like, I don't know, did they gloss over that, or am I missing something? I'm probably missing something. I don't know. The movie was great. Obviously, the big push that leads them to finding the Chamber of Secrets is Hermione getting petrified. So then they're like, oh, now we have to actually take this serious now, so we gotta go. I just hit my desk. And so they do everything they can. They ask the moaning Myrtle ghost, like, how did you die? And it's like, if she's been there for 50 years or so, because that's when it was last open, apparently, was when Tom Riddle was going to school. So no one in the whole 15 or 50 years of the school, or since the last time it was open, asked this ghost who she was or how she died, where she died. She just haunts the bathroom stall, and that's it. Also, since they found out what the cause of her death was, can she like pass on to the afterlife? Like, or is she just forever stuck in the school for all eternity? Like, if you die in the school, your soul is trapped there for all of eternity. That is horrifying, by the way. Well, I mean, they free to roam around the school, so I don't know. There's a whole bunch of like implications. I have no idea if the lore actually goes that deep or not. But I mean, I'm asking the question, am I overthinking it? I'm probably overthinking it. I don't know. Also, the professor, my bad, the professor wipes his memory because Ron broke his wand in the beginning of the movie and he just fixes it with duct tape. And then he ends up like, his spells end up backfiring on him, which is funny. And so the professor steals Ron's wand and he tries to wipe their memory and then it just backfires, blasts himself back. I forgot what the spell was called. I think he said Oblivion. And so that was funny, man. That was funny. He's like, oh, who am I? Who are you? Where are we? This is a weird place to be. So I think he's gonna be like in an elderly home now or in a hospital because he kind of just wiped his old memory like of everything. I mean, luckily he knows how to speak, right? So I guess he didn't wipe his whole memory. I don't know what the spell does exactly. I just know it wiped his memory and that's what happened. So let me try to remember what else. I didn't notice any Hufflepuffs this movie. Actually, no, never mind. I did. So there was a scene where Draco, I think I'm saying it wrong. Draco and Harry like were battling on top of the table, and then Harry starts speaking parcel mouth, and so he starts conversing with the snake that Draco conjured or whatever. And so the snake is like doing what Harry asked it to do, and it's like gonna attack one student who I think was Hufflepuff. I'm pretty sure he's insignificant. I don't think he's ever coming back. So I mean, but at least there was a Hufflepuff in the movie now. So I'm still waiting. I don't know when Robert Pattinson's character shows up. I know he's Hufflepuff, by the way. No spoilers, but I know he's Hufflepuff because I wanted to see who was else in my house. I'm Hufflepuff, by the way, in case you missed the first video. And so I'm trying to see if there's any like any other Hufflepuffs in the movies and stuff like that. Quidditch was a interesting match this time because now Draco was in the play and they were fighting, and I think he almost died or someone almost died because they were going through it and the ball was going rogue, going after them, and Harry almost got his like private areas just completely smashed into oblivion when the thing was coming down. Harry finds a book that Ginny threw or tried to flush down the toilet, which why wouldn't she like burn it or throw it in the garbage can? I don't know. She tried to flush it down the toilet for some reason, and it's Tom Riddle's diary. So he writes in it, do you know the Chamber of Secrets? And the book is like, yes, but I can't say anything. I can show you though. And then for some reason sucks him in, shows him the past or like a memory or something like that. And so he tries to blame Hagrid as being like the one who opened the Chamber of Secrets. So then Harry's like, did you open the Chamber of Secrets? And he's like, Harry, there's a lot of stuff you don't understand. And so they take Hagrid away to like prison because they think that he's doing it again or something. So then he's like, follow the spiders. And so they follow the spiders, Harry and Ron. And I hate spiders, dude. I hate insects. So then they're like, Aragon, I think is the spider's name. And he's like, oh yeah, we're Hagrid's friends, but we love flesh and we only love Hagrid. So we're gonna eat you. Or my children are gonna eat you. So then they get attacked by the spiders. The flying car shows up out of nowhere, saves them, takes them to safety, and then drops them off again, and then goes back into the forest. Will we see the car again? I have no idea. But that was pretty funny, I guess. That was pretty funny. So now they know that it wasn't Hagrid. Harry goes and finds out by Moaning Myrtle that she died in the bathroom, and then he's like, oh yeah, I died by over there in the sink. And Harry tries to speak parcel mouth or tongue, I forgot what it was called, and then he opens the bathroom sink. They go down, there's Ginny lying on the floor. Tom Riddle's right there, and he's like, oh Harry, actually I'm Lord Voldemort, by the way. How was I supposed to know that was a younger version of Lord Voldemort? Like, did they cut stuff out from the books? Like, I know this series is based off of the books, right? Did they cut that out from the books? Because all we knew from this guy was Tom Riddle, right? Or Tom Riddle, that's his name, or the book's name at least. And, oh yeah, that's his also name in the flashback. And then he writes out like, I am Tom Riddle, and then he flips the lettering around and it says Lord Voldemort or something. How was I supposed to guess that? Like, what? Like, obviously I knew Voldemort was still alive because he was gonna come back, right? Because there's a spirit in the first movie. He just flew away, and they're like, oh yeah, he might come back. And so like, how was I supposed to know? Like, was there in the books? Maybe the TV show will explain a little bit more. I don't know. He opens up the Chamber of Secrets. The basilisk comes out, attacks Harry. The fox brings like the sorting hat to Harry, and then Harry's like, damn, this is cool. As soon as he starts getting chased, he just tosses it on the ground and starts running away. And he loops around, does a full circle. Basilisk is still behind him. Harry's on the ground. The sorting hat is right next to him. A sword comes out of the hat, which Harry takes out, climbs up to the top of the statue, and then uses the sword of Gryffindor to stab the basilisk, killing it. And then he stabs the book, killing Tom Riddle. I know Voldemort's still coming back, right? Because his spirit or whatever it was that was on the professor's head in the last movie was still flying around probably. So I know, but he's coming back. Is he coming back in the third one? I have no idea. Maybe. I don't know. I'm assuming like everyone is just going to be related to Voldemort somehow. So he's gonna come back, I know for sure. Dumbledore talks to Harry and he's like, oh yeah, you saved the school again, Harry Potter, and then you pulled out the sword of Gryffindor. Fantastic, fantastic. And then he's like, you took some you can speak Parselmouth because you took some of Voldemort's like powers or something like that when he tried to kill you through like the scar or something. I have no idea how that worked. And so Lucius or Draco's father comes in and he's like, oh, how did it happen? And then he's like, oh yeah, this book. And then he was like, well, I'm not suspicious, so I'm leaving. Come on, Dobby. And that's where we find out that Dobby belongs to that guy. And so apparently the only way to free a house elf is by the owner giving him like a piece of clothing. So Harry takes the book, puts his sock inside the book, gives it to Lucius. Lucius is like, this isn't my book. I don't know what you're trying to say. Here you go. Hold on to this garbage, Dobby. And then Dobby opens it and he's like, it's a sock. And then he attacks his ex-master. And then he's like, you'll regret this. You'll rule the day, Harry Potter. I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling kids. This guy was trying to commit genocide on people who are like half like regular normal earthling people and like half wizarding people, because the Slytherin house is like, oh yeah, we need to be the pure bloods, purge every like half blood or whatever. Like that was insane. I was not expecting like full-on racism in the Harry Potter series. Like like whoa, dude. And then I was like, I looked at my wife and I go, Muggle sounds like a very like racist term. Like now, like after the movie, she's like, yeah, that's what it is. They're racist. And I was like, no way, they're racist. And so she's looking at me like I'm an idiot, and I am. And so that was pretty funny. And then at the end of the movie, they have a big celebration. Hagrid gets released from prison and they're like, yeah, let's go. And then they didn't announce who won, I think, who won the place. But yeah, I mean, pretty interesting movie. I liked it a lot. I'm excited for the third one. Will we finally get another Hufflepuff showing up, or like a Ravenclaw at least? Because so far it's just Gryffindor and Slytherin, but I mean, those two are rivals. So I don't know what to expect from the third one, but from what my wife told me is that the movies get progressively darker. This one didn't feel as dark. I mean, now in this one, students were getting petrified, right? I mean, there was a risk of them dying, but I don't think anyone died in this movie. So I don't know, man. Was this one darker than the first one? I guess because now the students are getting involved, they're getting petrified and stuff, and there's the risk of them dying or staying like that forever, I guess. So I guess, yeah, it would be considered darker than the first one. Yeah. Yeah. But excellent movie. I liked it a lot. Do I like it better than the first one? Yeah. I like it better than the first one. So far, the second one is my favorite. Now I gotta watch the third one. What was it called again? I forget what it was called. Prisoner of Azkaban. That's right. So I gotta watch that one now. Yeah, I mean, I'll let you guys know once I finish the third one. That's it for me. I mean, I'll see you later.